Hey, what's going on, internet? Josh Noel from Sunduck Film. So today we have a 34 and almost flawless gameplay, and I'm playing on Nuketown. And the first thing I like to do is to run in the middle of the map to pick up a few kills off the start. And this can be tricky, but there's a little bit of strategy to it. Especially on TDM, because the one thing I like to do is use these buses as cover. And as you see right here, I'm not turning the corner. I'm staying, right in front of this bus here, and I'm falling back, strategically when I have to. And if you look closely, pretty much anytime I fall back, it's because, I'm not sure, if I'm going to be able to make a 1v1 battle, or, I'm not sure how many people are coming, or I'm all by myself. So I use these buses, as cover on, Nuketown playing TDM. And, typically I like to hold down the middle of the map, on Nuketown, because I think I'm getting close to perfecting, surviving around these buses. And right here, as you can see, we had a split spawn, it looked like, and I went ahead and I kind of just went back in the house. And usually I suggest falling back, anytime, you're unsure about, what's going on in the middle of the map, Nuketown. And I'm not going to go ahead and rush into their spawn. Just because there's too much to worry about when you go ahead and start rushing, the other houses and stuff like that. And the one thing you gotta be careful of is when enemies swap spawns. You have to be careful because, like, when you do run back, like I do, sometimes some leftover enemies on your side of the map. So that's one thing you got to keep in mind. And luckily here I was able to pick up the M8, which allows me to get these long range kills. And the reason why I'm not rushing ahead is because I know that the enemy is kind of has control over the middle of the map, so I'm not going to go ahead and rush there. But now here I am. I noticed that my team was pushing forward, so I went ahead and started taking charge here, and doing some work and trying to keep control of the middle of the map, because if you can control the middle of the map on Nuketown, you usually have a good chance of winning the game. And as you can see, I'm not getting shot, so I basically have more than a 50-50 chance of doing these one-on-ones. So it's more like I have like an 80-20 chance of killing people, something like that. I really just made those numbers up, but as you can see, no one's shooting me because I am staying in the middle of the map. I'm being strategic. I'm not moving way too much, but I'm not necessarily staying still. So if you want to control the middle of the map in Nuketown, you really just got to have a lot of awareness as well, because I'm constantly looking at my mini map, trying to figure out where the red dots are taking place at, and just trying to make sure I don't put myself in a situation where it's not, it's nothing, I don't put myself out of position. So, and eventually in this game, the enemies somehow, the other team somehow gets RAPS. I guess they get a care package RAPS. And, I was, at this point, I'm 16-0, it looks like. And, it looks like it's a good chance for a complete flawless gameplay. And they do get RAPS. And now that I realize they have RAPS, I'm falling back here because I know controlling the middle of the map would just be ridiculous with all the RAPS. So, staying back here with the M8 gives me a chance to not die. And of course, I was really, upset about this when I was playing the game. I was like, really, I'm a flawless and they have RAPS? That's going to really ruin the game. But I'm using the perk Engineer, and it allows you to see enemy equipment. But the reason why I truly use it is because I get to see where the score streaks are at, like these RAPS. So now I can, be strategic about where I go in this map to avoid RAPS, or in other games where the team might have a a Cerebus or a Wraith or whatever. I know where to avoid those score streaks. And as you can see, having the Engineer here really makes it easy for me to fall back, where to go. And luckily, this fallback tactic still allows me to get a few kills with this M8, and being able to survive the RAPS. And you see right here, they fell back a little bit because the RAPS were in the house. And still trying to build up my score streaks. And either way, we're still gonna win this game, because right now 72-54. And I just know that I don't have to force anything too hard, even though I never follow my advice is when you're up big, don't force anything. And if I would have not forced anything, this probably would have been a complete flawless gameplay. And right here, I'm just gonna, I know that I'm completely flawless right now, so I'm playing a little bit more conservatively than I normally would. And plus, my team is all the way back here since they've been destroyed by the RAPS and stuff like that. So I'm not pushing at all. I'm trying to stay safe and stay in the house, and make sure that we at least keep some balance going on here, so we're not getting it's constantly spawn switching. And but anyway, I'm trying to push forward here because I didn't realize that my team was making a push for it. And typically it's never a good idea to push for the middle of the map of Nuketown by yourself. It's always good to be strategic about it. But right here, I just realized I don't want to force it. I want to stay safe and try to keep a flawless gameplay. And this team, the other team, is getting a little bit better because they got a lot of momentum because of those RAPS. And there's an RCXD coming towards me. So once again, I am running away. And that perk engineer is it's so underrated. I'm surprised not that many people use it, but just because I get to see what score streaks are coming, and right here picking up a few spawn kills. And one of my rules is to never chase an enemy, and that's exactly what I did. And the thing is, he had the and I can't say he had the advantage over me. He was just expecting a little bit more because he was on our side of the map. And anytime you're on, someone's on your side of the map, they're more aware, or they're more, shall I say, they're more cautious of running into enemies compared to their side of the map. So he was a lot more cautious, and he was able to pick up a kill on me, which kind of ruined the 34-1 gameplay. But you know what? A 34-1 gameplay is always a good game. Just upsetting that I died at the last second of the game. And this guy pulls off a triple in the final kill cam. So I guess a shout out to the random guy in the lobby. But anyway, guys, I hope this video has been helpful and fun to watch. If you guys have any, I keep saying questions. If you guys have any questions, please drop a comment down below. That's my outro for my Sunduck Film channel. But guys, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing for more videos on Black Ops 3. And please drop a like. It helps me out tremendously. And guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And hopefully, I'll see you soon.